Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is my 1987 Ford Ranger. Just got it a few months ago. Haven't worked on it much. This is the engine and engine bay. As you can see, a bunch of plugs unplugged. So, it's a wiring mess. Needs a lot. It wouldn't start with the key. The dude said it ran. Then just last night, it would cut videotape it because it's so dark. So, but it only runs when the key is fully turned to the run position. To the start position, actually, not the run position. But if you can see it, the two wires that strip together, those are for the clutch safety sensor. So, that's why the ignition, when you go to start it, it just click. And if your truck or any Ford about the early 80s, probably the late 80s, like this 87 that has it, all the way up to like the 93, I know, 97, my dad's 97 Ford pickup, F350, it has that same thing, and sometimes they go out. So, that's how you bypass it. You just cut the two wires and wire it together. And that's how you bypass it. Just remember to take out a gear or push your foot to the ground with the clutch. So, I bypassed that because it was all screwed up. I pulled out the airbox, disconnected the hoses, and like I said, I got it to run last night. We had to turn the key all the way to the start position, but I didn't know about the clutch safety switch at that point. So we were just jumping the coil, taking the screwdriver, and going right in between those two posts. So, that's how we got to run. With me on full crank position was how I had to get fire up. It has a shell. It has some extra parts back there. So, and I have another Ranger at where I picked up this Ranger. There's another one, red one, that I'm going to be taking a 4.5-inch lift kit off of it, a rear bumper, and a couple other parts, and front bumper, if it has it. But as of right now, this, all it needs is battery charged, the fuel system fixed because that wasn't, it don't want to work, and the clutch put back in. Well, the clutch master cylinder. This needs to be hooked up, the clutch reservoir box, container, whatever it's called, and the clutch linkage part needs to be bolted back on. This line needs to be hooked up. The line that goes from there to there needs to be hooked back up. Needs to be hooked up to the clutch pedal. And then we'll have a clutch. Right now it's fully engaged. So, that's what I'm working on right now. Just trying to get the old thing running again. It does not have the AC pump. It's a little 2.9 liter V6 fuel injected. It's going to be my little overland rig, if I can get it running right. The interior is decent, it ain't the best. This is busted, right where the radio goes. But I have no dash lights. I have all my running lights, my hazards, my blinkers, my brake lights, my headlights. I got all that. Other than this one, like, that I'm gonna hook up eventually. It's just gonna be a nice little project for the farm. I'm gonna see if I can get some 31s or 32s from the dude. Maybe buy some nice black rims for it. I'm gonna replace this on the other side. As you can see, it's broken. But I'm just gonna replace this whole thing with the one that's in the back of it, off the other Ranger. We will be taking off the Chevy K10 mirrors and putting on different mirrors, probably factory mirrors. We probably will be putting on a CB on this. And we are going to need to put a exhaust system on it. If you guys can see, it's cut. The sole blade stuck in it right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's missing the whole Y pipe, which is going to need to get put back in, and that's the other side of it. So, looks like it still has the muffler. Missing the front drive line. So I'm going to have to get that. And build Y pipe, or get one out of the junkyard. But that will be all after it's running and driving. So I'm gonna get the battery charged up, then bring it right back. Alright, so I never brought the battery back, but I did manage to go to the store and get me a new fuel pump and fuel strainer. Because we hooked up power to these two, right there, these two wires, and the fuel pump did nothing. So I had to put a new fuel pump in, and fuel strainer is like $50, $60 for those two. So it wasn't quite the right one. As you can see, there's wire crimps. I had to wire crimp it like that, which is fine. There shouldn't be any corrosion in the gas tank causing it to arc out. If there is, that's just screwed up. So now we've got to come over here, and I got the 5-gallon bucket right there, but there is still gas in there. As you can see water on the bottom of it. Let's see if we can see how good that gas is. Oh yeah, that is. Gas tank's pretty clean though. But that does not look that great. And the dude put RTV on it because he's having the same problem with me with my dad's truck. The stupid brand new seal was too stiff. But I don't see any rust in there. Like, surprisingly, those walls look good. Not so much at the bottom. Well, we'll figure it out. So, first thing I gotta do is drain the gas tank. Then I've gotta put this back in it. Then I gotta shove it under there, hook it up. Hopefully she pulls fuel. But with doing that, pulling that out, I managed to unbolted that so it'd make it easier, which it did. Alright. So, these lines are all pinched and broke. As you can see, that pinch was dry rotted. It just snapped right off. That's for the vent. There should be another line though. There's 2 lines coming off of that. Then you just got that hose. Then bolted it so it allowed it to drop. So I'm just trying to figure out where that one line went. Well, I'll figure that out sooner or later. So that's what I have to do. Then I think it'll run off its own fuel system. There's a plug. So these 2 are negative and positive, I believe. Or these 2. One of these 2 are negative and positive. The orange one I know is negative. The ground. So it's going to be the yellow and the black one is going to be the negative and positive. Because this just grounds out straight to the top of the fuel pump. I'll show you. So when you go to jump one of these, that plug is going to go the orange, then like a white wire or something, maybe a red wire, but it's going to have orange right here, and that orange just ground. It's just a ground for this. The next one's going to be for your sensor for that, tell you how much gas you have in your tank. So it's going to be these 2 last ones. The fuel pump would sit like this. These 2 on this side is going to be the red and black. So the last one over here, this one right here is going to be your negative, then your positive. Right there. Negative and positive. Real simple. After you watch this video. So, you have to do that. Then, that will tell you where your negative and positive is. Then you can just run 2 wires to this. Black wire to that one. Red wire to that one. Black wire just goes straight to like the engine, just ground out somewhere. On the battery, on the engine, it don't matter. Just ground her out. Then, after you ground it out, then you take your red wire, you can run it through the cab. You can run it straight to the battery, or a power source, constant power source. And just put a little switch. Like, I have no clue where that switch went. Like this. Like this little switch. Then you just flick it on, and the switch will light up, telling you that your fuel pump's on. Then when you park the car, you flick it off. That simple. But I'm not sure if that will kind of overdo fuel pressure. Idling and not idling. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that some more. There's probably a video on YouTube you can Google, and it'll tell you about that. But the dash pad's in fairly good condition. There's little cracks here and there, but nothing giant. That's the worst part about it. So, might put a Bluetooth radio in this. Let's hope that will work. When I got this, the dude's son pulled out the clutch. So, I'll show you what he did. Not the actual clutch, but the master cylinder, I believe. Right down there. This guy. Unbolted that, pulled out. I got set in there. Now I just got bolted on, figure out what way it goes on. Then gotta run this line back to it, and to that. To that guy. So, that's what I gotta do. Then I'm guessing these wires are OT sensors. There's two of these are all greasy, like they dropped down there. Then there's another wire somewhere, right here. Another greasy, probably OT sensor wire. Hoping that's what that is. Then I'll plug it in. I don't know if Rangers have OT sensors because half my exhaust cut out with a saw blade stuck in it. So we're gonna have to redo that. That should be fun, right? Then I don't know what this wire goes to. There is two wires over here. There's this one. Then you'd think that one would plug into that one down there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's gray. It's just sitting on the fender well. But it won't, because this plug can only go in a certain way, as you can see with that notch. And the prong is the opposite way with the notch in that one. So this won't plug in, is not the right plug for it. So that one goes somewhere. But I found that one, so I figured out where that went. And if I can find it. Oh, another plug unplugged. That ain't good. Right here. This is your fuel relay. There's some research on YouTube. This, if your fuel pump ain't working or something, pull this, check this. Is this your fuel pump relay? It's gonna mount right by the airbox on the passenger side fender somewhere. Probably like right here. So, or I don't know if this truck has it with that research I did. There's also a weird switch, I don't know what it's called, but it is down here, and it's so if you hit something hard impact or something like that. Let me turn on the flash so you can cast it a little better. I'm not seeing it. See the wires that run to it. Looks like. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to sit down for this. Give me 1 second. Alright, so you decided it'd be somewhere back in here. Is where it would be. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, these two wires right here. Those are the wires I said ran to it. He said it's gonna be like somewhere right in here. Give me a second. Well, I'm not seeing it. Oh, someone already bypassed that. That's why I'm not seeing that. Well, alright. That's how you bypass it. You just wire the two together. So. Yeah. It's already bypassed. So that's less work for me, I guess. I'm gonna track that thing down and bypass that. Now I just have to figure out everything else. So I'm going to get you mounted and then let me see if I can figure out some more wires. Alright, now we are on the passenger side fender well. This is where all your relays are, as you can see. I'm not sure what this EF. Huh. Anyways, I'm not sure what this relay is, but I'm not going to screw with these relays till I find out if I'm getting power down there. Because why screw with these relays and replace them? Actually, this relay goes right here. That relay goes. Anyway, so I ain't going to screw with these till I figure out that's my issue. Let me see if I can kind of get these put back up. I just want these things out of my way. That's what I want. Alright, okay, so those don't want to go out of my way. Maybe this one does. they don't want to go on the way. Anyway, so I'm gonna go down there, see if I get power. But that means I have to grab the battery. Or we can do the redneck way, plug her in, see if we get power, see if it kicks on. I vote that way. Dang it, we still need a battery. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to go get a battery. But if she kicks on, that means there is going to be no feel to it. That you don't want to run it long that way, so that's how it's going to be the redneck way. So, I'm going to go do that. I'll bring you guys right back. Alright, so I decided I'm going to take off the hood. Just because that's going to be so much easier to take off the hood and get around it. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, this is how you can take off the hood. Now, see this. And on this is a 5/16. Well, before we take off the hood, I might just be able to lay it back against the windshield. Nope, that ain't a solution. Alright, so I'm gonna, for this Ranger, need a 5/16 with a downsizer because I don't got a 1/4 inch wrench, or not quarter, a small wrench, like 1/4, I think. I'm not sure though. So you're just gonna want to take out these bolts, one on each side. Then you should have another person to help you. That would be the smarter way. But I'm all by myself, so which while I'm at the junkyard, I might want to get me a hood because this hood's all warped and not looking too good. You guys can see we got this kind of loose, and the hood is not liking that. You just want to continue taking this all the way out. Look at that, then you just put that somewhere. You don't lose it. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and loosen this bottom one. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the other side, bring back when I go to take off the hood.